This is the Vantec HDCS, which stands for Hard Drive Cooling System. I'm going to be using this in my Mountain Mods case. So that'll give you guys a good look at the box. Now, let's open it up. Okay, in the box we have the installation guide and the unit itself. Little bag of screws, some more screws that have fallen out of a bag. I can hear them. Okay, I think I got them all. So what we have here is the unit itself, power cord for the fan, and it also comes with Molex to SATA connector if you don't have any Molex power connectors in your case. And then in the front we have here the 80mm fan, as well as a dust filter. So it's a clean looking unit. Metal front here. Obviously this is plastic. And then it says you can fit 3 HDDs of the 3.5 inch variety. Although, judging by what I'm feeling here, I'd probably be more comfortable with 2. I might try 3, but I think I'd be more comfortable with 2, especially if you stack 3 on top of each other. I wonder if this fan is going to have a hard time pushing air through. But it does have the mounting capabilities for 3, and then it would mount in your case here, so it should just slide right into your case. I see there's some rubber mounts here. Okay, that's kind of nice. You can see down there is a piece of rubber connected to that screw, so it should help with any vibration from the hard drives. I'm going to plug this in and see how much airflow we get out of this particular fan. Yeah, and then I'll be able to see. Let's for sure. Oop! If I don't knock the camera over first. Alright. Wow. Fan is moving, but to be honest, it's really not that much air at all. I wouldn't think that I would call this satisfactory. I believe this could use a little. It does get better without the filter, which I figured, but like I can feel the air. I can't feel the air anymore about here. There's not much velocity. You start stacking hard drives in here, it's really going to slow it down. And I can barely feel the air here. But when you put the fan filter back on, we're talking here, I can barely feel it. I just don't know how satisfactory this thing would be. I like the concept, great idea, but an 80mm fan, I think we're asking too much of this fan. I don't think it's Vantec's fault. I think it's all you can probably do with an 80mm fan. I might try to mod this with a better fan, see if I can find one the same width and then maybe a little higher RPM or something. But yeah, it's a cool idea, but if you really need to keep your hard drives cool, gosh, I just don't know how much this is going to work. I don't think it'll hurt it. It'll obviously help it, but I would have liked to see a little bit better airflow. I mean, I can feel it here, but it's not a lot. Right here, it starts, with my hand right up against it, it still doesn't feel like a lot. So I have a hard time recommending this product without replacing this fan and using something a little different, or just not using the fan at all. And well, I suppose if the fan is already here, yeah, you might as well use it for a little bit of airflow. But I wouldn't say that this necessarily qualifies as a hard drive cooling system, although maybe I am wrong. I'll have to kind of play with it when I install it in the system and see if it is enough or not to actually get some airflow around the drives. I'll put a couple of drives in here and see if I can still feel any kind of movement. Okay, so I populated it with the 3 drives like it says it holds. Now you can tell that there really isn't much space in between each of these drives at all. So I would have to say I'm going to agree with the reviewers here that it does work. I can't feel anything coming out the back here. I'm not sure how effective this fan is, but it does work better, and it feels a little safer with 2 drives. This structure just doesn't feel to handle the weight very well. And then with this, I can feel a little bit of air movement, but I mean barely noticeable. Even if I put my hand all the way to here, I can feel the air movement, but it's barely any air movement at all. However, I did notice that the drives can be loosened and slid backwards a ways, like that one on the bottom just did, and then I could get a 38mm fan in here, and then I'm probably going to give that a shot. I think with a 38mm fan I can get significantly more airflow. So I'm going to go ahead and replace the fan with that, and I still think that I'm going to use this in my build, because other than the fan, I think it's a pretty nice looking front. I think it's a good idea. It's a good design for 2 drives, but I don't think I would do 3 in here at all. I don't think. It just seems a little bit safer to me to be in this particular configuration. So that'll conclude my little look at this, and as always, thanks everybody for watching.